Hey everybody, Rusty here with Rusty Vintage Cards. It has been a few weeks since I've done a video, and that is because my family and I have been moving. So it's just been crazy busy. We've had just a lot of stuff going on with, of course, moving and unpacking and setting things up. And, that stuff kind of takes the front seat during those busy times, and the hobby kind of takes the back seat. But I have been picking up a few cards here and there, pretty much all eBay except one. And that's just been convenient. I've just been able to, order something here or there, mostly little stuff. So I have a few things to share. And the other thing I'll mention is behind me is a blank slate, and that is because I'm in a new room, a new space. So over the next weeks and months and years, I'll be adding things to this room. And you'll see some things behind me. I'm not going to call it a card room, just in case my wife is listening. It's really an office, but I'm going to have my card stuff in here and some of my other music stuff, some drums and hand drums and some other things that I have. So let's get started with the pickups. So first, we have this 1970 Topps story booklet, Reggie Jackson. This adds to my Reggie run. And I'll give a shout out to Scott at Stukes because I saw this on his channel a few weeks ago. And I immediately, a little checklist on the back, I immediately paused his video, went to eBay to find out how expensive these things were. I really was not familiar with them. So if I took it out of the top loader, it's a little booklet, almost like a little comic book of Reggie Jackson. So again, I'll show the checklist again. So let's see, what is it? 24 players. And these are really cool. And when I saw it was, most of these were less than $10, I bought one, I think, the next day. So again, shout out to Stukes, and I'll copy that or include that link to that video in the notes. All right, next I'll show just a few quick football things. With it being football season, I have a run of NFL players who were formerly of the University of Tulsa, and I added this one, this 1977 Topps Drew Pearson, Hall of Fame wide receiver, and love that afro and love the signature. This is just a really great positioning of that signature, the way it just kind of goes around his face. A lot of them that I looked at, I had writing over his face, and I just love the placement of this one. And a cool thing about this year is, I don't know if you can see it, but at the bottom it shows that he was a quarterback at the University of Tulsa. So very cool. Drew Pearson. And I also got this signed 8x10 of Rick Ingalls. He was another University of Tulsa alum, and he went to the Seattle Seahawks. He gave this to me. I've mentioned before, I know Rick. He is the father of one of the kids, grandfather of one of the kids on my oldest son's soccer team. So really cool that he gave this to me. This is something that he was doing at a recent card show signing, and he said he had some extra 8x10s. So he hooked me up with one. Very cool. And I'll also show his card that I have that he also gave me a while back. This is his 1970, 77? Yeah, same as the Drew Pearson. So that's his rookie card. And then while I'm at it, I'll show the Steve Largent that I have. I've also shown this one on the channel before, but that's basically my vintage run of the former TU players. I'm working on those. All right. Let's get to another Reggie. I have 1970 Kellogg's Reggie Jackson, and these things are just cool. And the condition of this one is great. There's the back. And I'll give a shout out to Mike J. Hawker Vintage Cards because he's doing a Hall of Fame run of this 1970 set. And the 1970 set is just a really cool looking set. And while I'm at it, I'll show a couple other Kellogg's I have of Reggie. This is the 1972. Got that at Strongsville earlier this year. And here is the 1974. Also a Strongsville pickup. I'm missing, I don't believe there's a 1971, but there is a 1973 that I'm missing, so I'll pick that up at some point. And lastly, I'll give another shout out here to Aaron over at Value Vintage Cards, because this is a type of card, a set that I have seen recently. Sorry, get that notification out of the screen. This is a set that I've seen him recently show a few times, and I had been looking at these cards for a while. I just hadn't really found one that that I liked, that I wanted to add to the collection. There's some that I like, but I just hadn't found the right one. You know, I'm kind of a type set collector, so that's kind of part of the Hall of Fame run that I do, but this is not of a Hall of Fame player. So I'll just cut to the chase here. This is a beautiful 1936 National Chicle Pastel Premium R312. The colors on this are just fantastic. The red bird there with the red background, so cool. These are blank back, pretty thin. You can kind of see his outline through the back of this. But this card is in great shape, and just the colors on this, you know, I'll tell you, I kind of overpaid for it, because it's, out of all the history that I could see, it was one of the nicer copies of this card that came up for auction. So I paid what I need to get it, and love it. So Pepper Martin, not a Hall of Famer, member of the Gas House gang of the St. Louis Cardinals. He was known as the Wild Horse of the Osage. He was an Oklahoma guy, me being born and raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I may end up picking up more of his cards, but he was a really interesting character. If you read up on him a little bit, just some of the stories of his managing style and things like that later in his career. Just an interesting dude. And he also was, he was a manager of the local Tulsa Oilers minor league team in the 60s. So I have something here that I'll put behind me, that little newspaper clipping in this display I have that will show him as a manager. But very cool, 1936 National Chicle Pastels. So that is what I have for you guys. Look forward to doing some new videos in this new space that I have, and I will see you guys soon.